Legends. Okay, so we have ourselves a market. I'll be back in Discord tomorrow. I've had my cat is not well. She might have to have an operation, so I've just been trying to entertain myself with memes and um, yeah, keeping an eye on the market, but not too much. She's really unwell. Now, most importantly, what are we up to now? What are we up to? Well, we thought there'd be a breakdown, but we thought there'd be a bid that would come in and take and buy around this area, and that didn't happen. I wanted it to go flat for a little bit longer, but it didn't. Collapsed. So we had the news event. We had the Ethereum is a security news event, which was a driver, but then the government also announced or proposed 30% tax on um, Bitcoin miners. So they're really going for it right now. They're really trying to smash into crypto as hard as possible. The US government. Now, what does this mean? Uh, I mean, price was at support level. You know, it was selling off into a support level anyway. Um, it's just accelerated that. Really, it was likely always going to happen. Now, the most important thing for us to do is to not panic and not walk straight in front of it. Okay, don't run straight in front of this building, burning building rather. The best thing to do is mark out our levels and wait for the market dynamics to change on the hourly, and then we'll be able to find ourselves a trade, whether that be short or long. Now, this begins with marking out our key levels. So we have this level here, which is just snapped it in one go, which is a real key level. I mean, look at this, the bounce off there in one, and found resistance, bang, support. It's still a good level. So if a bottom does form, that would be a target. Okay, so there's one key level. Now, this one we marked out a month ago, and we mentioned if there was a retrace, then we would have a look at, a 50% correction is normal. Now, the 50% correction was yesterday. It's now continued lower today on the news event. Now, I don't think, well, I think it's close to being bid. I think it's either going to be bid now or it's close to being bid. I don't think you're not going to get a straight line. You're not going to get a straight line into there. Okay? You're not going to get that. It's going to be bounces, even if it goes there. Doesn't matter to us. We trade week to week, look for last week's low, last week's low, last week's high. But we marked out this level a few weeks ago, if you remember. We had all the buying happening there. It got bid up, and FTX crashed through. Okay, so we had this level marked. It's, in my opinion, it's a key level. It's the candle down that had that had a it was sold into, created an SFP. Lots of buying came in to that candle, sent the market high. So we know at that price point there's buyers. Okay, people are going to start looking at this and say, well, this is where we're going to go back to. Okay, and that might be true, and that might be the first area or the first target area. But in my opinion, if you want to get a decent bounce out of this, it's about now, really. If you're going to get anything good out of it, and I'm not talking return to this high. That's long gone. Okay, that's not yet. Maybe later this year. But we're not focusing on the extremes of this chart because they're not any of our business. Not here and not here. So, am I bidding this? Because of today's news event, no. I don't want to bid just in case there's a continuation of the news. There might be another article come out when New York wakes up in 15 minutes. There might be a little bit more information which could create like a little capitulation spike. And also my stop loss would have to be there. And because I only want to trade it into there, I um I'm not going to get much yield from that 1.37. So what I need now to be able to bid around this level would be some sort of a spike, which could happen on the daily. So what we'd be looking for is either today or tomorrow. Today or tomorrow. So let's mark out yesterday's low. Um, yesterday's low. We're gonna get rid of that one for the moment, and that one, and that one, and we're gonna label that one KSR, and then we're gonna mark out yesterday's lows. But there's nothing to panic about. If, in my opinion, normal pullback, accelerated by news. That's it. It's it's around this area if it doesn't catch a bid, somewhere between now and maybe 18.5. Oh, I don't even want 18.5 to be honest. That's a little bit low. I think 18. If it's but down at low 18s, I think it'll just go all the way back, um, which would be a problem. Uh, be a problem. Be a problem. It will mean continuation of a bear market, right? But currently, we have to work with what we have on the chart, and we'll deal with that part later. So yesterday's low. Okay, so we either want today to close an SFP, okay, and then we trade it straight into there. And what will an SFP look like? That, that. I mean, there's 100 examples. That, just one of these little spikes. You know? Just close above, and then we're good. Now, if that doesn't come today, and we close full-bodied, then we look for the SFP tomorrow. So if it drops, takes out yesterday's or today's low, and we get an SFP, that is our signal to trade this back. Okay. Now, if it flatlines again like it did here, then we have a problem, which will just mean we drop to the M5 and trade it like we did a few weeks ago, or last week rather. Trade it like we did last week, a few days ago, um, which is just smash this little 5-minute range up, right? So we smashed this little 5-minute range apart, didn't we? All the swings and the yeah. So that's what we'll do, but then that'll probably mean continued downside. So plan: catch a bid, step in. Okay, catch a bid, step in on an SFP. Flatline, we trade the M5 live in Discord. Okay, and for today, nothing because of everything that's happened in the last 24 hours. We sit out, and so this is the level. Mark down your charts. I have no opinion of anything else. Um, I think the move has happened. Ethereum is a funny one because we can get rid of that shit now. That's annoying, isn't it? Because we actually tried to go short there and it didn't fill. We're targeting these lows, weren't we? Fucker. If we had have got filled and just closed the computer for 2 days, it's 18R. Yeah, shithead. Anyway, Ethereum. Now, this could be the driver, okay, of next direction. Well, because we've got them quite. If I don't know too much about what a security is and isn't, like the definition is debatable. You see some people say Ethereum is a security, and then they give you the reasons, and then others say, well, it can't be a security, and these are the reasons. And I've read a crypto lawyer, and he said, Jake Chavinsky, and he said Ethereum's not a security by definition. So the lady's comments were kind of skewed a little bit. She sort of accused it of being a security rather than saying it categorically is. Now, I think Ethereum will be the driver in market direction. And now we have this range where it's completely fucking blew through that level, right? And we have the high, which people have marked out on Bitcoin. Ethereum's almost arrived at it. Now, this is just another support level. I mean, look, if it's gonna smash it, it's now, really. I mean, if he's gonna find a bid, it's around this area. I don't know what the top to the bottom is, but that would be interesting. Was that the bottom? No, the bottom is there. Yeah, see, that isn't even a 50% correction. Well, that wouldn't be fair using that because that is the high. Um, maybe we used the local bottom. So that's about the same as Bitcoin. It's just crossed the 50% mark in terms of a pullback from the low of the move to the high of the move. Same plan. Swing fail, we look for the squeeze. I don't know how that's going to come, but the crash there and the subsequent bleed um, mm, makes me wonder what how much legs is left in this market. We are near the low or near a key level, which we've seen what happens to key levels over the last few days. They get blown through, but if we can get lows taken out and then structurally get some breaks, just we just bid it back up into there. Okay. Now, if that doesn't happen, we have ourselves a high of the day today. So we're looking for scalps. Okay, simple. So we're looking for the a loads of volume. We're looking to swing this back up $100. Nothing more, nothing less. It was a level. Okay, so you can mark that out with a box if you like. You can say, well, there's support that's been smashed, and that should now be resistance. So we're looking to trade back into it. Then we will consider if we arrive there, then we'll look at continued selling, right? Depending on market dynamics at the time. But for now, it's about trying to find a low and then search for liquidity either side of the daily ranges. So that will look something like this. That will look something like this. We have ourselves a high of the day. We have ourselves a high of the day. There. If we get a low form, okay, and it'd be nice if this one got taken out in New York and we could have something to work with tomorrow. I don't think it's going to take out the high of the day today, okay? But if it takes the low out in New York and then sort of lingers into tomorrow, bid long, okay? Just to the previous daily high. We know that's where liquidity is, and that's all we're going to look for. And you look on the grand scheme of things, and that's a nothing move, okay? So that's all I have. But plans are in place. Let's now wait, see what the market gives us. Thanks for joining. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.